The Magic Forest Path. One morning in the heart of the forest, 3 close friends prepared to embark on a new adventure. Oliver, a curious rabbit, Sophie, a brave hedgehog, and Ben, a cheerful squirrel, were searching for a lost toy deep within the forest. This toy had been a cherished memento from Oliver's childhood. They were determined to find it and had prepared meticulously. They packed their backpacks with a map, food, and a few important items. Oliver excitedly asked, "Are we ready?" "Yes, I'm so excited," Ben said, bouncing on the branches of a tree. "This adventure is going to be unforgettable." Sophie, with a determined look, said, "Let's get started. We're ready to find our toy." They set off and began their journey through the forest's mysterious paths. Nature was presenting them with a beautiful day. Birds were singing, and flowers were vibrant and colorful. However, as they ventured deeper into the forest, they knew that nature could offer surprises at any moment. After walking for a while, they came across a large river. The water was flowing quickly and was deep. Oliver hoped to find the lost toy on the other side of the river, but its width made them anxious. "How will we cross this river?" Oliver asked, his eyes filled with concern. Sophie said, "Maybe we can find a bridge. There might be bridges in the forest." But Ben noticed large rocks by the riverbank and suggested, "We can use the rocks to cross together." They carefully used the rocks to get across the water. Oliver was a bit scared as the rocks wobbled and the current was strong, but with his friend's support, they successfully made it across. This was the first big test of their teamwork. Upon reaching the other side, they felt tired but happy. They continued their journey through the forest and soon came across an old forest village. The village seemed to be hidden among the trees and was filled with small children. The villagers welcomed them warmly and asked if they were looking for a lost toy. The village elders gave them an old map and said they would help them find the toy. "This map can guide you well," said the village leader, an elderly tortoise. "But be careful, as you might encounter surprises in the depths of the forest." They thanked the village and left. The map showed the paths and signs they needed to follow in the forest. It indicated an opening in the heart of the forest, where they could find their lost toy. However, soon after, the weather turned bad. The sky darkened, and a fierce storm began. Rain fell heavily, and the wind shook the trees. Oliver, Sophie, and Ben sought shelter under a tree to protect themselves from the rain. They waited for the storm to pass, but during this time, they lost their way. They tried to pull out the map, but the rain had soaked it and made it unreadable. Ben said, "How will we proceed in this situation? We can't even see our map." Sophie said, "We need to find a solution. We have to help each other." However, the rain and storm made communication difficult and increased the tension among them. Sophie and Ben began to doubt if Oliver was on the right path and started to argue. Oliver said, "Stay calm, we can do this together," but his voice was drowned out by the roar of the wind. As they were discussing how to help each other, they suddenly saw a light. When they rubbed their eyes, they noticed Luna, a wise old owl flying towards them. Luna's eyes sparkled in the dark forest, and her presence was like a beacon of hope in the darkness. Luna said, "You seem lost in the dark, I can help you." Lost toys in the forest are usually hidden behind magical paths. There are some signs you need to follow to get my help. Luna began to fly slowly, guiding Oliver, Sophie, and Ben to the forest's most mysterious corners. Along the way, Luna showed them nature's signs and how to follow the paths. Thanks to the owl's wisdom, the weather improved, and they could see the paths more clearly. While Luna taught them various nature signs, she also showed them the beauty of the forest. These trees with moss on their roots point north, If you follow this moss, you'll be going in the right direction, she said. She also introduced them to various plants and animals in the forest, making their journey more meaningful and educational. As they progressed, they came across a field of flowers. Luna said, "You might get lost in this area because it's a magical flower garden. Watch the flowers move with the wind and follow their direction." Oliver, Sophie, and Ben followed the flowers' dance with the wind and found their way. Eventually, Luna led them to an opening. The opening was around a large and ancient tree, the oldest and wisest tree in the forest. "Your toy is here," Luna said. As the friends looked around in amazement, they found their lost toy on top of a large rock. The toy seemed to be hidden in the heart of the forest, and this was a sign that Luna had guided them correctly. On their way back home, Oliver, Sophie, and Ben reflected on the lessons they had learned from their adventure. Besides finding the toy, they had learned the importance of working together, helping each other, and being patient. With Luna's help, they had not only found their toy, but also rediscovered the strength of their friendship. "This adventure taught us a lot," Oliver said happily. "We saw that we're stronger together. And with the help of our friends we can achieve anything," Sophie added. Ben said, "Yes, we now have a wonderful story to share about our night," and they cheerfully returned home. When they got back, they thanked the villagers and went to sleep, laughing as they shared their adventure. The next day the villagers were very impressed as they listened to Oliver, Sophie, and Ben's adventure. Each of them learned about the challenges they faced in the forest and how they succeeded. This adventure inspired the other children in the village as well. Oliver, Sophie, and Ben's story became a frequently told tale in the village. Children learned the importance of friendship, cooperation, and courage from this story. And so, the magical path of the forest not only led them to a lost toy, but also to the value of friendship and cooperation. This adventure further strengthened Oliver, Sophie, and Ben's friendship, and prepared them to face their next adventures even stronger and more harmoniously. One evening, Oliver, Sophie, and Ben sat at home, reflecting on their old toy. The toy reminded them of the adventures they had experienced. Sophie said, "Finding this toy was very important, but what's more important is the time we spent together and our cooperation." Ben added, "Yes, everything we experienced around this toy brought us even closer. Our relationships with the forest friends showed us how valuable life is." Oliver gently hugged his toy and said, "Finding this toy aside, I wouldn't trade the happiness of being with my friends for anything. You made every moment precious." The three friends sat under the stars, talking about their past adventures and dreaming of new ones. They made a promise to each other: "We will always be there for each other and share every moment of life together." And so, as the night gradually fell, Oliver, Sophie, and Ben's story ended as a sweet bedtime tale, highlighting the importance of friendship, courage, and cooperation. The adventure in the forest's magical paths not only made them more connected to each other, but also to nature. Oliver, Sophie, and Ben, after their adventure together, returned home and fell into a deep, happy sleep. The stars were shining in the sky, and the night was wrapped in a peaceful silence. Close your eyes and drift into a beautiful sleep, because every day could be the beginning of a new adventure. Remember, with the support of your friends, you can overcome any challenge. Sweet dreams and good night.